The students who participated in the Kids Takeover project used a wide variety of ways to respond to the artwork in the exhibition, and they did so with such enthusiasm and a real willingness to share ideas with each other. With the elementary students, we focused on embodying the artwork in order to look more closely and more deeply at it. They loved this. Their bodies became the bend of the door in John McGregor's sculpture, and the pile of oranges in Gathy Falk's ceramic work, and the complex landscape in Lawrence Paul Yachwelipton's painting, Clear Cut, Last Tree Standing. In fact, the grade 1-2 class asked to embody Robert Davidson's painting Octopus every single morning for weeks. Their teacher said that they captured the essence of the animal. As they moved together, they were able to transform themselves from individuals into a group tableau, connecting them back to the art piece in a new way. Movement is a powerful language for children. We know that children learn through their experience, and when they can use their body, their learning becomes embodied. The students also responded to the artworks through drawing. They looked at the painting Woman Under a Tree by Evan Lee, and then they went outside, found a tree, and sat down under it. After a few minutes, taking in the experience of being there, they came back to their classroom and used oil pastels to create a portrait of themselves under the tree in the schoolyard. When their drawings were completed, we went back to Evan Lee's work and explored it from the point of view of narrative. What's going on here? What do you see that makes you say that? As well as looking at his materials and process. With the foundation laid, the students then wrote about the artwork using the prompts, I see, I think, I wonder. The following week, Evan Lee himself came into the classroom. The younger students couldn't believe they were meeting a real artist. They were so thrilled to share their work with him and discover how he used pastels, like they did, and how much he appreciated their work. Their ideas even sparked Evan to go back to his series and revisit it. What was so amazing was that the students anticipated the gallery visits every week. They wanted to talk about what they saw, and each session they saw new things. At first, the primary students thought of art only as painting, but this project introduced them to sculpture and multimedia pieces. It really opened their eyes to what artistic expression could be. They picked up on the idea that art was a way to communicate your beliefs, your ideas, and your feelings. In between the weekly sessions, I would leave photocopies of the images we had just discussed in class, with blank Post-it notes in a prominent place in the classroom. I asked the students to fill in the Post-it notes with questions or comments about the work if they had lingering ideas, and at the start of each session, we would revisit these works and discuss the students' feedback. The questioning process was so important. It helped to develop visual literacy skills and invited students to think critically. They learned the questions to ask and how to use them when exploring a new work. The students enjoyed asking questions and got so much better as the sessions went on. As they learned more, the questions got deeper, and their ability to ask questions developed and expanded. I was careful to be sure that all the questions were open-ended with no right or wrong answers. And in this way, they learned that looking and responding to art is about constructing individual meaning, and they felt validated. For the senior secondary students, the artist visit allowed students to learn about how a body of work evolves through an artist's career and help them see themselves as future artists. Looking at art is a catalyst for a conversation. Conversation leads to critical thinking, and critical thinking offers an expanded awareness of the world. The writing responses of the senior secondary students were a perfect example of this. They were shown a work of art and asked to write their initial response to it without any background information. The students were incredibly observant of details, nuances, and subtleties. Then they would share their responses with the class. Next, we would delve deeper into the work, exploring the social and political context of the work, the narrative entry points, and the materials and processes used by the artist. Then the students would write again, this time armed with knowledge about the work. Their responses were insightful, relevant to the big ideas in the world today, and to the specific lives of the individual students. I always left the students feeling hopeful for our future.